Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Maggie Moreland and I am currently 35 weeks pregnant with baby number 1. I have been sharing all things pregnancy related and my journey as I kind of navigate this time in my life. I've also been sharing things that I feel are important and that have helped me on my own journey in hopes that somebody will see this and it will help them on their journey. So if you like that kind of content, if you want to stay connected and in tune with my journey, feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. As you may have noticed from the title, today we're going to be talking all about how to create a non-toxic nursery. I would like to think that I'm having a very well-researched baby because since I found out that I was pregnant with this baby, I have spent a large chunk of my time doing tons of research, reading tons of books all about pregnancy and motherhood and postpartum, but also lots of research about how to create the best environment to bring the baby up in, because I would like to give our baby the best start to life as possible, and I'm sure you do too. And I'm not saying that this is the right way or the only way to do things. This is just the way that I like to do things, and this is my experience, so you can take from that what you will or what you want to, and you know, feel free to leave anything that doesn't feel right behind. Keith and I have always prioritized non-toxic living and just creating a very optimal living environment that is conducive of health and well-being. We are very passionate about living in a way that is as close to nature and as close to natural as possible, and we have the desire to continue that as we had this baby. So it's a whole nother ballpark, you know, when you're researching stuff about yourself. That's the little puppy upstairs, but when you're researching stuff about yourself, that's one thing, but researching things about babies is a whole nother thing. I have some notes here that I will be referring to, and I'd like to break this video down just to like have some structure. So first, I just like to start by defining what non-toxic is, or what non-toxic is to me. And I would say that non-toxic is free of all harmful chemicals, no VOCs, optimal indoor air quality, no off-gassing, no heavy metals. Yeah, so I would say if any of those things are on a product or something, I personally would try to avoid it because it is most likely toxic. So non-toxic to me is none of that. I know at this point in my pregnancy, all I want to do is create the environment that the baby's going to come home in. And I'm sure if you are similar in pregnancy, or if you just got pregnant, you're already thinking about how you're going to decorate the nursery, what kind of furniture you're going to buy, what you're going to need, and how to create this nest in a sense for your baby. So I just like to point out some ways that you can create a more non-toxic environment or nursery for your baby. When you start creating a room or a nursery, the first thing that you would probably do is paint. For starters, if you are pregnant, I personally would not paint. If you do plan on painting, I would have like your partner paint or have a professional painter paint, just because even if you buy like a non-toxic paint, which we'll get into, the fumes can still be kind of harmful to you, and you just don't want to be breathing that in. You don't want to breathe it in when you're not pregnant, but you especially don't want to breathe it in when you are pregnant. So if you are planning on painting, I would definitely have somebody else do it. And before you spend a whole lot of time in that space, definitely air it out. So in terms of paint, you know, you want to paint the room pink or blue because you're having a boy or a girl, or you want to put up new wallpaper. You want to make sure that the product that you do purchase is zero VOC. And VOC stands for volatile organic compounds, and essentially it is some organic compounds, which makes it sound okay, that off gas out of this product. So it's like liquid or gas that disperses into the air. Not the best. They have been proven to cause physical irritation, and some VOCs are also known to cause cancer. So you definitely want to buy a paint product that is zero VOC, and there are tons of really awesome products on the market now, and you can add pigment to most of them at, you know, your hardware store. Two that I have looked up are Benjamin Moore's Aura, which is zero VOC, and then Keith and I personally used Sherwin Harmony paint, not for our baby nursery, but in previous projects. And Sherwin Harmony actually has some type of technology. I don't know if technology is the right word, but has some type of stuff in it that helps absorb other toxins in the air. So not only is it not emitting any toxin, but it also provides kind of like a filter on your walls. And I'll be sure to put the names of these things that I mentioned in this video in the description box below. So yeah, once you have your walls painted, typically the next thing that you're gonna do for your environment or your nursery is you're gonna want carpet, or hardwood, most likely carpet. When purchasing carpets, again, you want to be mindful of the VOCs. You can now purchase zero VOC carpets that are marketed as eco-friendly, and I'm sure that these would be a lot better than the average carpet. And this goes for area rugs too. If you have hardwood floor or tile and you're thinking about just purchasing a new area rug, I would definitely go for zero VOC or something like a fabric. Carpets also tend to be processed with formaldehyde, and the adhesives that are used to hold carpets down are also extremely toxic. So my thoughts on it is, if you were going to get new carpet for the nursery, like laid down, I would see if they have a non-toxic adhesive alternative, or try to do it as soon as possible so that you can let the carpet off gas before baby comes or before you get too far along in your pregnancy. And yeah, not spend a lot of time in that room while it is off gassing. Keith and I, we actually were looking at some apartments early on in our pregnancy, and one of the apartments, they got new carpets, and it was a big turnoff for us. We actually ended up not moving into that apartment for that reason, because the smell that you smell from new carpet, the new carpet smell, is very toxic, and it takes at least 7 years for new carpets to completely off gas. So that's just something to keep in mind. Personally, I would not put in new carpets, and I would not purchase new carpets before having a baby. We actually have tile floor here, and we just rolled out some carpets that we had that have been off gassing for quite some time now, instead of going and purchasing new carpets. There are some great websites that have some non-toxic carpets made of woven materials like Hook and Loom, and they have carpets made of cotton or wool. They are going to be a little bit more expensive because typically they are handmade. Thankfully though, lots of websites have like payment plans that you can set up that are zero interest, and things like that. So if you were considering getting a new carpet, one of these alternatives might be a better solution. So once we have the paint and the carpet all taken care of, the next step is going to be furniture. So, you know, some of your big ticket items would be like a changing table, a crib, maybe a rocking chair, if that's something that you wanted. So when it comes to furniture, personally, I looked for furniture that was like all natural wood and not treated with any chemicals and not painted. I personally like the bare wood look better than kind of a finished wood look, and it typically is a lot less toxic when you do the bare wood look. There are a lot of baby furniture products out there nowadays that are certified non-toxic and tested for harmful chemicals. One website that I did see that has a lot of furniture, especially for babies, and it's actually where I got our rocking chair from, is Pottery Barn Kids. And I actually didn't know this before getting pregnant, but Pottery Barn Kids has transitioned to mostly eco-friendly, non-toxic products, which is freaking awesome. So if you go to their website, you can see all of their products, and they are all tested for all the things that I mentioned earlier that you don't really want. And even when you go into the Pottery Barn Kids store, it doesn't smell like a furniture store, which to me, if you don't smell the chemicals when you walk in somewhere, there's probably not a lot of chemicals, which is really reassuring. Any furniture that you do purchase on the website, if it is non-toxic, they will tell you that it is non-toxic. They'll say non-toxic, tested for all of the above, you know, VOCs, no formaldehyde, no fire retardants, things like that. And that's what you want to look out for. Something that I don't think is really thought of when purchasing baby furniture is the kind of mattress that you get for your crib. You know, babies are going to be sleeping a lot, and Keith and I, probably 5 months ago or so, we were investing in buying a new mattress for ourselves. And when we really think about it, we do spend a lot of time laying with our face and our body on this mattress. And to me, it just feels like such a good investment to get something that is not going to be leaching chemicals while our faces are near it. And I feel like the same applies to baby. So there are tons of organic and green mattresses out there to purchase, and I think that that would be one of the best, if not the best, investment to make for your non-toxic nursery, is having a non-toxic, preferably organic mattress for your crib. Another priority for us, this is kind of related to furniture, kind of not, but is just organic cotton sheets. So a lot of fabrics nowadays are treated with a lot of chemicals, and if they're not treated with a lot of chemicals, or even if they are, a lot of fabrics are made out of plastics, which do contain BPA and BPH, which is something that, you know, we also would like to avoid. So we opt for organic cotton fabrics whenever possible, and this also applies to baby sheets. Again, Pottery Barn has tons of organic bedding options, which is really amazing. They are a little more expensive, but again, they do offer payment plans on their website, which is helpful. So the last two things that I want to talk about are kind of like the tie-in things for your nursery, and that would be toys. So lots of companies say that they have green toys, or eco-friendly toys, but you really want to make sure when purchasing baby toys that they are BPA and BPH free, especially baby's going to be putting them in their mouths, just because you don't want to expose them to BPA. I may have talked about it in previous videos on non-toxic living, but BPA is an endocrine disruptor and can disrupt the hormones of you, but also baby. So I think avoiding any BPA products at all costs is 100% beneficial for everybody. There are tons of food grade silicone toys and teethers and things like that nowadays, which I think are awesome. And you want to make sure that the company that you are buying your toys from clearly states that they are non-toxic and tested for harmful chemicals. A long time ago, babies' toys were actually made with lead paint, and we didn't realize this because we weren't doing any testing, and it caused a lot of trouble for babies. Well, companies do have a lot of testing available now, and it's really important to make sure that wherever you're getting your baby products from, it clearly states that these toys have been tested and are non-toxic. Personally, I like the natural wood toys. I think there's something so classic and so cute about these toys, and I feel like with these toys as opposed to plastic toys, you're able to get a better product, something that's long lasting, cuter, more durable, and is less toxic. So personally, I like the wood toys. Love Every is a great company that does their best to, make products that are completely non-toxic, and they use a lot of untreated wood for their toys. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about, because this is like the biggest thing I feel like I've researched my entire pregnancy, well, maybe not the biggest thing, but a very time-consuming research project, was a Playmat. And I didn't know it was going to be so difficult, because when you Google non-toxic Playmats, you get tons of like search options or search results, which is great. I was like, sweet, there's tons of options, that's awesome. But as with anything, there's always another layer that you typically learn about and realize that you can go a little bit deeper and a little less toxic, which is kind of what happened when I was researching a Playmat. So a Playmat, it's like a foam, like I said, we have tile down here, and I don't want baby to just be playing on the tile. So a nice foam Playmat would be nice in case they hit their head or something, it's a squishy thing. So a lot of non-toxic brands that I found are made of a foam called EVA, and this is better than some of the other foams that are completely toxic. However, they've recently discovered that this type of foam, EVA, is made using a substance called formamide, and formamide is known to cause developmental issues. So when I read that, I was like, oh, that's kind of scary. Like, I don't want to buy this non-toxic mat made out of this other material that may be better but isn't the greatest for my baby. So I ended up digging a little bit deeper and doing a little bit more research, and I was able to find a really awesome mat on, I guess it's called Pillow Baby, PILLOBEBE, but like I said, I will put that in the description box below. And it's called the Corky Mat, and it clearly states on the website that it is foam not made of EVA, none of the other things. There's no formamide. It is BPA free, and this specific mat does come with a organic cotton cover, which is great because that's what baby is going to be directly on, which is what I prefer. But it was just really interesting for me to see and kind of go down the rabbit hole of that and see that even though a product is promoted as non-toxic, that it actually isn't non-toxic. So just to wrap it up, my one recommendation would be, if you are on this non-toxic living journey, as I am, I would definitely always just dig a little bit deeper if you're not feeling 100% about a certain product. I've ended up doing that with a lot of products I've found for baby. I've found one product and then I was like, not feeling super great about this, and I dug a little bit deeper and I found an even better product. Again, a lot of non-toxic products or products that are not treated using harmful chemicals and are zero VOC, they can run a little bit more expensive. I always recommend checking, Facebook Marketplace or eBay for gently used products before purchasing your own product. Also putting bigger ticket items on your baby registry in hopes that maybe a group could go in and purchase something. Or again, lots of websites do have those really awesome payment plan options that you can use nowadays. And I personally feel like it should be more attainable for people to live a non-toxic life, but the world we live in nowadays is those products take more time and are more expensive to produce, so they are more expensive, which is unfortunate. In my ideal world, everybody would have access to these more natural products. But yeah, I hope that you found this information helpful. I hope that it helps you create a non-toxic nursery for your little one. If there's anything that I missed or that you think I should have added, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I would love to hear how you create your own non-toxic nursery. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next Friday.